This episode is brought to you by FanRoll, your source for premium gaming dice. Get 10% off dice and dice accessories at fanrolldice.com with our code TRIALS10. They have a huge selection of metal, resin, and even a couple of other novelty dice. So go check that out and get 10% off your order with code TRIALS10. Everybody, and welcome to episode 222 of Trials and Trebuchets. I am your dungeon master, Luke, and joining me are my players, whose names are beginning with E.
This is an insane energy.
Sorry, my name is Ben, and I will be playing the ever stupendous Diplin for this episode of Trials and Trebuchets.
Wow! What is a Diplin?
A Diplin is a little scringly bingus.
But what level everything is he?
He's a level 11 expert in being a fool.
Okay. And he's also foaming at the mouth.
And scamming people.
I don't say next, but next!
Next!
Hello, it's me, Carla, and I play the level 11 Tiefling Roguelock Integrity Eye Idleberry. To the window! To the wall! Getting knee deep down in coins to find Winsler's soul and no!
Holy shit.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and I play the level 11 half-elf bard, Mira Marchand. I fucking killed Carla.
Carla's dying.
I just expected Sarah to keep going.
If you wanna leave this plane, you've got a trial ahead. You can't find your way without a boat. But if you try to kill the fiends, you might just as well be dead. It always seems as though you'd soon be smote. Horst the Fiend is such a deadly girl. Everyone is totally screwed. Horst the Fiend will probably end our world now that there's no longer boo.
Amazing.
What a ballad.
That's what Imp Mira was singing during the musical.
Oh my gosh.
Hi, I'm Sam, and I play the level 11 human sorceress Serenip Cinderman. Hey, we're gonna do great.
And last time on Trials and Trebuchets, the students crept into the domain of the Fiend of Death in pursuit of Winsler Wallaby's soul and a way out. Trying to stall for time, Mira and Serenep delayed Horst from beginning a circlet-bound ritual with her beloved sister by asking questions, dragging their feet, and finally making a run for the elevator shaft with the stone circlet. Meanwhile, Integrity Idleberry infiltrated Horst's office, finding a divine chalice of coins and a patio filled with lawn chairs and collected barges and boats. As Mira ran and Integrity knocked over the chalice, black mist erupted from the Eye of Delight, trapping them in nightmares of their great failings, while Horst made to attack. That is where we find ourselves now. Mira Marchand, Serenep Cinderman, Integrity Idleberry, you are in the domain of the Fiend of Death, Horst, former angel, revoked title. Integrity, you are in her office, face smeared against her glass windows, as windows so often are, crumpled down on the floor by the door out onto the patio. Mira Marchand, you are, the vines are wrapped around your ankle and you are like knocked down onto your knees. Right outside of the dining room next to the bird bath fountain, standing next to it, you might note very quickly, is Horst's little assistant, F. Yeah, he has, at this point, closed his eyes and turned his back to the rest of you. Serenep Cinderman, you were kind of slumped across against the table, just at the foot, next to Diana. Beyond the Diana, a tall angel, dark skin, luminous horns and eyes and wings, has been lashed to a chair with vines, presumably to do a terrible ritual to. Diplin is on the ground, foaming at the mouth, still controlled by the visions, the nightmares that Horst had imposed on him. Kreshel is kind of like cowering next to the doors. There's a circlet on the table. Coins are overflowing into a tar pit in the office. That's the scene as we see it. Let's roll initiative, folks.
Already?
Oh, you guys are in luck.
Oh, good.
Unless you all roll terribly.
Fucking. All right, I rolled a 4 plus 4. That's 8 on initiative.
Okay. What's your dexterity?
Plus 2.
Okay.
I also rolled
And
a
then I
4
can add
plus
half my
4.
proficiency, so it's plus 4.
What's your initiative, Diplin?
8. But I have plus 4 to dexterity.
Your dexterity's 8?
No, 4.
Oh, but what's your ability score?
Plus 4.
So you need to tell me a number that's 2 digits, you piece of trash. Is it 18?
It's 19.
Okay, thank you. Fuck off. You.
Making things infinitely harder for you.
I got 17.
Okay, that's not 8, thank you.
You're welcome.
Integrity Idleberry.
1 more, 8.
I got 17.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?
Okay, we already know. I
And
think integrity already wins that one. So
What's your guys' dexterity bonuses? What's your dexterity ability score, please?
15.
18.
Okay, integrity goes
There we go.
first. Thank you. I can't believe you guys would just have the audacity. I want you to. What?
I thought Serenapta got 18.
You got 17.
I know, I got a
Oh,
17.
you got 17.
we both
Everyone
got
calls it
17.
8s. God, we're rolling initiative. Please stop. Are you fucking kidding me? We have 4 8s on the table, folks.
What the fuck?
Oh my
God.
god.
It's hey, that's the number of the day.
It's the number of the day.
Has this ever happened to you?
Has this ever happened to you?
It's happened 4 times now. Yes.
Fuck, I hate being first in initiative, maybe.
But you get
No,
to
you
get
do
away.
not.
Fucking-
No, you do not.
Why'd you say maybe? You are 100% the first in the initiative.
No, it's definitely a maybe. I'd have to roll for one more person because this is the.
Oh,
Holy
okay.
shit, she got a 1. Stay cringe, queen.
Damn.
It's Diana, by the way.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
I mean, it makes sense. She's tied to a chair.
Okay,
All right.
let's get it going. Integrity Atterbury, your face is squished cold against the glass. A dust storm rages outside. Horst stands, her wings extended, her hand raised up as if she is about to strike you. She had just yelled, "You!" at you as she threw open doors. But you go before her. What would you like to do, Integrity Idleberry?
I am going to.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
How close is Horst to me?
She's probably 10 feet away from you.
Distance wise? Okay,
Yes.
so
She's flying in the middle of the room, kind of like over top of the desk.
Okay. Such pressure. Such pressure. I would like to
Yes.
please and thank you. Fuck. I hate being first!
It sucks ass. I'm gonna be honest.
Especially because I'm the one closest to her, and I'm like, ugh.
Just do something brave and heroic. Hurry up.
Okay, I am going to
Yeah. Yeah.
use as an action
Yes.
unlock the door
Ah,
in
you
front of me.
can stand up using half your movement and please make a thieves tools check as you try to unlock this door in front of you. Or you can make an athletics check if you just want to kick that thing open.
Oh! I want to use my fucking horn, please, to smash the freaking door handle to break it open, please.
So you want to headbutt a glass door with your head. Make an athletics check for me, please.
Well,
and thank
no,
you.
like the
make
handle.
Make an athletics check for me, please, and thank you. As you stand up and headbutt this door to get it open.
Do tieflings have like nerves in their horns?
That's a great question.
Like, does blood go through them?
They must. I believe they must.
They must. I love this
Is it-
idea that Integrity's like just fucking
Wait, you
cutting
think it's, like,
herself with
teeth?
glass to like have this badass moment. Like blood comes out of them. She's like,
Christ.
that's so badass.
I rolled a 23, please.
23, integrity. You stand up, you reel your head back and go clank. The cast iron of this door handle is nothing before your hard as fuck head. The handle goes crink and breaks. The door shring opens. Before you, dust flies into your face. You can squint. Would you like to scurry out onto the patio? For the record, you are on the side of the patio where the boats are piled up for the record, which is the left side of the patio. Do you want to scurry out there? You have 15 feet of movement.
I would like to move slightly out.
Yes.
And move towards the other door. If that
Okay,
makes
so that
any sense.
you go out the door and go right, so that you're kind of like just on the outside of the windows, completely out of like Horst's like she could shoot through the window to grab you, but she would have to go through the door or something to get you in range or something. Perfect. As a bonus action, cunning action, or anything else you want to do?
I was thinking about that.
Yes.
As a bonus action.
Yes.
I'm gonna cast Hex against her.
Ooh. By
just
all
like for
means.
later.
What do you want to target as little snakes appear around her and begin to restrict her abilities?
May I do a check on what her strength is?
Make an insight check. Like what her best attribute? Okay.
That is 15.
15?
Yes.
She's not a super large woman. You do know fiends are renowned for their mental faculties, intelligence, and wisdom and charismas and such things. And she's also, all these other fiends have been pretty hefty in terms of the constitution and vitality. It's a toss-up with a 15.
Okay. I think I'm just going to target her wisdom.
Wisdom. Fascinating. Okay. Little snakes wrap around her temples, beginning to constrict her mind and distract her will. Integrity, you headbutt this door open, you skip out onto the patio, wind buffets you, and you kind of like huddle over and scurry to the right, hiding in plain sight out on the patio. Next in initiative, Sarnap Cinderman, your head has been slammed against a table as you had fallen there. What would you like to do?
What I would like to do, where I am,
Yes.
do I, because the chalice ended up kind of just on the floor.
Knocked onto the ground. You can hear like the tinkle, the sounds of hundreds of coins flying out onto the ground. I described it as metallic popcorn, and that is still true. You can hear that coming from the other room, as well as loud wind as Integrity smashes that door open.
Okay.
That being said, what do you want to do?
I want to make my way down. Well, actually, how long is the table, actually?
The table's 25 feet long.
Okay, so I'd like to move to the other end of the table closest to the office, and I would like to locate the chalice to pick up on my next turn.
You can stand up using 15 feet of your movement.
Oh, dang.
Walking 15 feet down this room, you stop next to a stone circlet on the table and can peek through Horst's office doors. Horst is kind of hovering over top of her desk. To the right on the ground, just on the verge of falling into a tar pit inside the office, you see the chalice. The little vines on the ground almost look like they're snaking their way over to it to like snatch it and pull it off into a corner. But that's for next turn. Is there anything else you want to do, Sarnap?
I just,
Yeah.
if I misty stepped, could I
yes.
reach the chalice and get it?
You absolutely could, but you would be within striking distance of Horst. Is that still something you'd like to do?
I need to, we need to get the chalice.
Absolutely. Sarnap Cinderman, you rest a hand on this table, drawing in a deep breath, and you disappear into a coalesced cloud of mist, rematerializing, jumping out or kneeling down to grab this little shitty wooden chalice from which hundreds of coins are pouring out of. Sarnap, the moment you lay hands on it, you feel like this warm as spring air kind of like sensation on your skin wherever you're touching it. It is like a very roughly carved little chalice. The moment you appear in this room, the vines kind of like recoil in anger that you are standing here now, and Horst, her head swivels very slowly as she glares at you with these onyx black eyes. Is that it for your turn?
That's all I can do, yeah.
Perfect. Up next is wearing a brown robe, brown cloak, mask over their little face, orange eyes, gaunt skin, the boat captain, Kreschel, standing next to you, kind of Sarnap, or Mira, between you and standing next to the door, really. They'll look it down to you and say, "Are you good, kid?"
Uh-huh.
Okay. They will take 2 steps over to where Diplin is writhing on the ground, yellow foam coming out of his mouth, and we'll just give him a real hard shove with their foot and cast Dispel Magic upon ye. Visions of your greatest failures, Diplin the Imp, disappear just as easily as they came on. Your eyes unglaze, and looking down upon you is the tall form of this boat captain, and they'll say, "No time for daydreaming. Get up and help."
Okay, I'll do my best. I better be getting a good tip after this.
They like shake their hand at you. They walk the remaining 25 feet down the dining room on the left side of the table. They pause for a moment looking at that circlet, and then Creshel will use their ability to teleport as a bonus action, and will just disappear into a puddle at their feet. And Serenep Cinderman, right behind you, Creshel pops out of a puddle, their hand on their back, in a form of like, not saying anything, but I'm right behind you. And that's it for their turn. Up next, Diplin. What would you like to do?
So Mira has one of these circlets in her hand, right?
Mira is like a single vine is wrapped around her like left leg, pulling her to the ground, but not like really restraining her. She has that stone circlet in her hand. The other one's sitting on the table next to you as well. Deanna is still tied up. The vine's trying to constrict her ever more to the chair. What do you want to do, little guy?
Okay, I think I would like to attempt to free Deanna from her entanglement, I suppose.
By all means.
So I'm going to use Shape Changer, and I'm going to turn into a rat.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Beautiful. A little red rat with white tattoos all along his body materializes on the ground. You can scurry over the ground to those big, juicy vines and begin to bite at them if you would like.
Yes, I suppose.
Yes.
This would be more of like a help. This would be more like a helping.
Is this more of a help?
You think this is more of a help? I think
this is more of you attacking the vines to free Deanna,
Okay.
and you can use your help to help someone else
Okay.
as a bonus action.
All right, these vines are gonna die.
Feel free to attack them.
Okay, well I get to make a melee weapon attack.
Yes.
Wow, that is okay, I guess. That is a 17.
A 17 hits soundly. Your little impy pointed teeth bite into the the vines that are wrapping around like her wrist and her back, chomping in. How much damage is that going to be, bud?
I hope these things take poison damage. I say. Ooh, that's pretty good. So that's 15 poison damage and 3 piercing.
Pretty good.
So that's 18 damage.
Pretty good, Diplin. You bite into this thing. You hear like you see all the vines covering the walls, covering the floor, kind of like recoil almost as if in pain. They are connected as Diplin lays into this thing. They immediately start to retract from around Deanna and kind of like start like turn to you almost as if they are snakes, as if they are about to strike you back the moment that they have a chance. You free Deanna. A vine like pulls out from where it was like gagging her, and she lets out like a ugh and like spits out like a black like almost look like a tar onto the ground. Is that it for your turn, Diplin?
Okay. And then instead I will use my bonus action.
Yes.
Because I have a thing that allows me to use a dash as a bonus action. So
Nice.
Cunning action.
yeah, I'm gonna use my cunning action, and I'm gonna speed on over to that the other crown on the table.
Absolutely. You scurry along still as a rat.
Yeah, still as a rat. Sure.
Okay, you climb up the chair next to Deanna, jump onto the table, your little legs going all along the table as you search for traction, and you scurry the length of it, landing right at the circlet. You can like do a little hop and hide behind it, almost sitting within it as you end your turn.
Epic. All right.
Perfect. Next up. Mira Marchand, not a tentacle, my apologies. A vine has thrown you to the ground, a circle in your hand. What would you like to do?
Okay. First things first. The elevator. Is the elevator shaft like open, or is the door closed in a way that would like block
elevator
me
shaft
from?
is like a fair distance down, further down that hallway away from everyone, to be clear.
Okay. I'm trying to
Yeah.
think about like how far I could throw something. Okay, in that case, I think what I'm going to do, why not do it now, right?
Yeah.
Is I think Mira's feeling good. I think that Mira has been like presented with this thing that has been tormenting her for a long time. She's like, yeah, I'm not gonna buckle under this. She's like, okay, please work. And I think she's going to say, Horst, the Fiend of Death, and I think she's going to flip the coin.
You lying on the ground, this vine ever encroaching, trying to bind you down. You push through your pockets quickly as you can, pulling out this heavy 25-pound coin.
Yes.
One side, it looks like little puzzle pieces. The other, silver with like a little dragon pressed into the face, just like a normal coin.
Yeah.
You hold it. You look down the entire length of this room through 2 sets of open doors, past a table, to Horst, her wings spread out in that wonderful tuxedo with like the white trim work on it, looking furious to all the world. You speak aloud, Horst, the Fiend of Death, and this coin, the weight feels like it drops away, Mira Marchand, and you are almost just compelled, otherworldly, and you give it a little flip, and it flips up in the air. As you say this name, you all can see Horst, a shudder goes down her spine, and she'll let out this very, almost a scared breath, and her eyes drift very quickly from you, Serenupth, and they look back at Mira, oh so far away, out by the bird bath, as this coin flips in the air. Mira, your eyes can make out that on one side, what was once little brassy puzzle pieces, you can see your own face reflected at you as if punched into the metal. On the other side, you now see Horst's face, a single horn emerging from her face, or from her forehead, and black eyes. It flips in the air.
Uh-oh.
There's no save for this such thing,
Oh,
but I
no.
do need you to roll D100 for me,
Yep.
Miramar.
Oh, God.
Okay.
And I'll tell you, higher is better here.
Don't tell me that. Oh, you already have. Okay.
Good
Here we
luck.
go.
Believe in you.
0. Okay, that's not good, I think. Because I rolled a 20, exactly.
That isn't great,
Okay.
but it probably won't come up. Mira Marchand,
Okay.
you feel vigor flow into your veins. You feel your mind expand, and you feel a weight off your back. It makes you feel, you know the feeling when you're a kid and your body's so spry, not that any of you are super old, but you're getting into you're getting into your later teens, early 20s, and you feel like this refreshing youth wash over your body, Mira Marchand.
And you turn 20.
Yeah.
Happy birthday!
Mira Marchand, your natural lifespan is replaced with Horst's current natural lifespan, kind of swapped around. You will also gain, although this does not this will bring you to max HP, but you do not get temporary HP. You will gain 153 HP. I also need to know how much you had at the moment. I believe it was
32.
Oh,
As you
no.
swap HP with Horst. Oh my god. You can also distribute it however you like. Gain 18 levels worth of spell slots as you sap her magic from her.
Holy shit.
Holy shit.
Mira, you
Your
win.
natural lifespan
Congratulations.
of
Shortens.
unknown amount of years that you had left, but hope a couple, has
Hopefully.
been replaced with, I'll tell you, you have a magical sensation of this, 434 years.
Holy fucking shit.
Oh
Okay.
my
Jesus.
god!
Hey, my dad's gonna love this.
The two of you, while everyone's dead.
Now I have to be the favorite child. I'm the only child.
Christ. Mira
No more
stays
competition.
winning.
Okay, 18 levels. I'll think about that.
Distributed however you would like. As
Okay.
this coin falls back to the ground, you see Horst drop from the air onto her desk on her knees. She, Serenupth integrity dippling. You can see coughs and blood splatters onto her desk as she is shaking now, her eyes wide with fear. Despite the darkness within, you can read that emotion clearly on her face as she feels very mortal.
I think I'm going to just shout out, "Hey, Horst! Thanks for the vision! It actually made me feel way better!"
Oh my god.
Mir Marchand, the coin falls back down and you catch it. It feels very off balance. You notice that brassy section, which had 3 puzzle pieces connecting it. One of them has fully vanished into nothingness. So now it is a 2/3 of a coin left.
Interesting. Okay.
Any bonus action?
I don't
Blaster.
think there's much I can do as a bonus action because I don't have any bardic inspiration left. So, I think I'm good.
Okay. And do you want to try to stand up or wriggle your way out of this vine's grasp?
Yeah. Am I able to just stand up for half my movement? Or do
you
I
would
have
make
to-
you would need to make an athletics or acrobatics check.
Sure. I can try to make an acrobatics check.
Absolutely.
I have a +10 to that, so there's hope.
Good luck.
24. 14 plus
24.
10.
Absolutely. This vine almost like its grasp eases as Horst's own reaction and spits out this blood, and you can very quickly pull back into like a somersault backwards, hitting your back onto like the bird bath, and you can stand up and move around if you would like. Where do you want to go? Or if you do want to move.
I have 15 feet of movement. I
Yep.
think I'm just going to. I still want to get rid of that circlet, so I think
Yes.
I'm going to move 15 feet toward the elevator.
Absolutely. You run through this little atrium room towards the elevator. The plant, the flowers on the wall light up slightly. It is going to be 35 more feet to get to the elevator shaft. And you can see that the doors are just sitting there open, ready for stuff to be thrown down and forgotten. That's it for your turn. Up next is Horst.
Uh-oh.
Fiend of Death.
Dying
She is
on desk.
kneeling, just spat this blood up onto her desk, and she will look, Serenup, you can see this fear in her eyes, and then she will look with anger to you, Serenup, who is the closest person to her, and she will rise, her wings flaring out, these deep black feathers once again, and she will say, "You're going to pay for what your friend has done." And then she's going to make 3 attacks against you as she raises her arms, and her wings almost like, it's like her arms are like puppeteering the wings, and her wings begin to lash out like massive scythes against you.
Okay.
Let's see how you do. I'm going to roll this die because it crit earlier. Ooh. Okay. Does a 10 hit?
Nope.
Does a 20 hit?
Yep.
And does a 22 hit?
Yes.
Okay. So that's 2 hits, I believe. A green magic surrounds her black wings as she slashes out at you. It's Serenep Cinderman. That is going to be a total of 10 slashing damage as these wings cut into you again as if they are scythes, coming down on like either side of your collarbone, as she strikes you with 2 of them, and then you feel like this. You see this green magic just follow through into the wound, and you feel like a very poisonous energy running through your body as you take an additional 14 poison damage from this. She will then she will then reach down in front of you and try to pull that chalice out of your hands. I would need you to make a contested athletics check, please, and thank you, to hold on to it. As she says, "That's coming with me," and reaches out one hand and grabs it.
Nat 20.
Natural 20
Fight me.
with bonuses. What is that?
It's only 21. But 20.
Well,
Uh-oh.
it's very fortunate
She's
for you.
thrown. Oh.
She got a 16 plus 4, bringing her to a 20. She reaches out, you see like her fingernails, almost talon-like, dig into the surface of this wooden chalice, and Serenep, you can just wrestle it away from her as her arms seem ever frailer and less strong than she is used to. She will then fly backwards away from you, making some slight distance. She will look backwards and see a little rat sitting inside the chalice, and it seems that her wings carry her back into the dining room, partially making her way towards Mira and partially making her way towards whoever should step in front of her next. Next up, the vines around the floor wriggle and wreathe. There is curtains covering the walls and ceilings in these rooms, in these hallways, concealing the true extent to which the vines have infested this place. The keen-eyed among you, the first time you ever came to her domain for that wonderful dinner earlier this own evening, would have noticed sometimes in the corners, there's like little feet poking out from underneath the curtains, like little stone feet, statues. Mira Marchand, as you run down the hallway, you see a set of these, what you would assume to be like a statue hiding behind the curtains. You see the feet get sucked up into the curtain, almost like the vines have pulled the statue up and backwards. You then all hear this very, this sound of like chewing, of like pulsing, of like very organic sounds fill your ears. And then you see this like lump of vine like move along the side of the wall, Mira, and then it goes out into like the middle of the ceiling, and then it drops something. It pulls the curtain down. You hear this horrible ripping as like these beautiful velvet satin curtains are ripped and flopped on the ground in front of you. There seems to be a humanoid. They have a large gash running from clavicle to their hip. They seem to have like an almost statuesque complexion. Although now that you look at them very closely, it seems more so the complexion isn't stone, but merely just the skin of something that died long ago and has not yet decomposed. As an undead creature stands up before you, just a humanoid. They look like an attendant of duplicity. Like someone who's wearing a tuxedo and had been cut open and killed. They have their eyes roll around and they bar your path, Mira Marchand, as a zombie approaches.
A zombie.
Also, Serenip Cinderman, a tentacle or a fucking plant is gonna lash out at you.
Oh, yay.
Although I don't think it's gonna hit. That's an 8.
Yay.
So Serenip Cinderman, you dodge and weave after an assault from Horst. Up next, this creature in front of you, Mira Marchand, they have an uncanny resemblance to the woman that you saw when you had checked into Duplicity, the one that her chain tightened when she was having some problems getting your guys' room accommodations. Very uncanny resemblance to that woman. Her hair swept back, this drawn out skin, and she's going to lunge towards you and try to just thump you over the head and try to render you dead. Does a 8 hit?
No.
Okay, this undead moves with lethargy, and you can duck and weave outside of its reach, but it is still barring your path.
I kind of like the idea that like she almost, because like there's like this coin is big, right? Almost like the idea that she like holds up and uses it to block the hit, almost like it's a tiny shield.
Excellent. That's excellent.
That's
yes.
adorable.
Fantastic work. This being the arm bounces off, and they kind of like shamble. Their body, it's almost like they can't hold up their entire weight as they stand here waiting for you to move. Up next is Diana, an angel. She, freed from her chair, is going to stand. The chair kicks back and falls to the ground. She turns behind her and looks at you, Mira Marchand, who has taken her chisel from her. And she will let out a very, like a wrathful kind of sigh. Her wings alight, and she glides over the ground and lands next to you, grabs you by the shoulder, and will say, "My chisel, hand it to me now. You promised."
It's yours. Yep, I promise. Here, and I will give her the chisel.
By all means. She's going to glide 5 feet back and stand right next to that, or 15, 20 feet back, and stand next to the bird bath. Everyone's spread out. How wonderful. Integrity Idleberry, it's back around to you. You have been let off the hook in a spectacular fashion. What would you like to do?
Yes. Now that my wild goose chase did not work, because I was honestly like, trying to distract her out.
Yeah.
And now that Mira has taken the attention, thankfully. So where is Horst currently?
Horst is standing at the head of the table, looking down at a little rat named Diplin sitting in a stone circlet, where she had been sitting when you snuck past her, Integrity Idleberry.
Yes. How far is where I am to the back of that chair?
Where you are to the back of that chair might be 30 feet as the crow flies.
Like just right behind her.
Yep, absolutely. That's 30 feet as the crow flies.
Okay. I would like to cast Misty Step to appear right behind her.
The cousins coalescing into mist and disappearing into ethereal nowhere spaces and appearing right behind Horst. You see her like head twitch back towards you, and then she does not bear you any mind. What do you want to do?
And I am going to use my dagger.
Yes.
To slice on her right wing.
Okay. Absolutely.
And I will say, "What is an angel without wings?"
Ooh.
So
Integrity,
slice.
And then Integrity, you peer feet off the ground, and as you fall down, you almost plunge and stab into her wing. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
That's so fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
How does a 21 sound?
She's going to use her reaction, which is parry. Her wing, almost like the feathers, point out, and you see them almost gain a steel-like sheen as she swats at your jade dagger, adding +4 to her AC, making it 22.
Oh.
So your attack bounces off as if you had tried to stab into a steel or stone, and she will look back at you and will say, "I'm no angel anymore. The wings are just to match the aesthetic. Now get away from me." Integrity! That's it for your turn, yes? Unless you'd like to run.
I don't want to get
on the ground.
opportunity attack.
Absolutely. Okay, up next, Sarin up Cinderman. Creshel has a hand on your back. They kind of whisper in your ear and say, "Good thing she left." You have a chalice in your hands, vines wrapping around your feet, a tar pit full of coins. What do you want to do?
My first focus is taking care of Horst before figuring out the chalice.
Sure.
So I am going to... I'm not going to move because I think this is to keep the chalice away. I'm going to use Scorching Ray. I'm going to change it to... No, fire traditionally doesn't go good.
So you're going to transmute the element into...
I'm going to say...
Choose carefully.
Lightning.
Lightning! Oh, by all means, yes. These rays shoot from your hand. What level do you want to cast it at?
Because I don't know what her thing is yet, I'm going to stay at second level for right now.
Absolutely. 3 beams of crackling, scorching lightning shoot from your hand, seeking to destroy this Fiend of Death. Go ahead and roll to attack all of those.
Yep.
Please and thank you.
That was bad. That was actually horrible. Jeez. Okay, that was... I'm not even going to ask. I know that didn't hit. I know for a fact that didn't hit. That one also didn't hit. Are you kidding me?
Splendid. Horst isn't...
Natural 20.
A natural 20 does hit, yes. Unfortunately.
One of them did. Only one.
As one, her wings still with this steel-like appearance, rebuff the other 2 strikes of lightning, and one lands deadly between her shoulders, pushing her forwards into the chair. She goes ugh, as it hits her in the gut, very annoyingly. Go ahead and roll your damage, Sarah.
So that was...
also integrity. You duck and weave as lightning shoots around you. You feel, I would assume, very cool as it feels like you are dodging strikes of lightning from behind you. Lightning bolts of a sort.
So that's 8 plus my charisma modifier, which is...
+4, I believe.
+4, yes.
So that's 12 lightning damage.
And does it look like it affected her to its full ability?
It looks like it affected her to its full ability. She seems vexed. You all see a single vein, or many veins probably, in her bald forehead, pulsing with anger. Especially you, Diplin, as she stares down at you, massive in this form you've taken. But is that it for your turn, Sarin of Cinderman?
I think... Because where I am standing next to the tar pit, am I able to see the boats?
Oh
from
yeah,
here?
Absolutely, big old pile of them. Creshel,
I'm going to gesture from Creshel to the boats.
Creshel goes, "Oh yeah, don't even worry about it. I got my eyes on the prize."
Got it. I'm gonna
That's a different.
so I
That's a
guess
different arc, sorry.
to like so I guess I'm gonna just try and get Crashel over there without any damage, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to move, circumnavigate the tar pit to the door that Integrity had already opened?
I'd like to move around the desk
Okay.
to the other side.
Absolutely.
Still keeping Horst in my field of view.
Absolutely. You rotate around the room. Creshel, their turn is now. They scurry with all might, eyes for no one other than their beloved boat, which they seem to be able to pick out of that fat pile of wood and stone and other shitty little barges up here on the roof. Staring up, they run past you, scurry out onto the roof, and you see them begin to lay hands onto different boats themselves, like closing their eyes and going, no, not this one, no, not this one, looking and feeling, just trying to get a single hand onto theirs amidst this like scrap pile of what it looks like. You see them after 5 seconds of doing this, you hear like growls coming from them of like agitation, and then you see them really lunge through the pile and they go there, and you see them reach out, grab like a piece of a scrap bone situated deadly underneath the rest of this pile of boats, and they will grab hold of it, and you see like this orange aura surround them with energy radiating out of them, and you see the pile of boats begin to shiver and shake as they are attempting to use their super fun boat captain special abilities to move their boat right now. That will take effect at the start of next turn, as it seems this pile is shaking, almost like they are supernaturally pulling their boat to the top, as they would if it was capsized in a horrible ocean. Up next, Diplin the Imp. You are a little loathsome rat sitting in a circlet. The Fiend of Death looms high above you. What do you want to do?
Okay, Sarah, do you think you can handle the zombie on your own?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, because I was just like, I can either go and help, or I can do something else. So instead, I am going to use my shape changer again.
By all means.
And I am going to take the form of a raven.
Okay, by all means. A little red raven with white tattoos. Give your peers.
I guess while it's here, I will simply just pick up the
Stone circlet,
stone circlet.
of course.
And like keep it in like my talons.
In your little talons, of course.
And I'm going to fly and be a nuisance around Horst in turn via using my bonus action to use the help.
Absolutely.
I'm going to
Pick
give
this
integrity
crown up.
help.
Absolutely. You pick this crown up and start to flap and squawk and squawk. Horst trying to stab you out of the air, spear you with her wings. This little circlet ding, 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 dangling around. Integrity Idleberry, you are given advantage. Ben, tell her what it is.
Okay, so you get
Some
help.
special stuff.
It does give you advantage on the next attack.
Mm-hmm.
Additionally, because I have special bonuses to
Because
my
you're an
help,
expert.
you gain a d6 bonus to your d20 roll.
Little inspiration.
If you want to, you can also forego that bonus for your attack roll, and you can instead use it for your damage if you wanted to.
Okay.
So you have the option to either use the bonus for your attack roll or your attack damage, whichever you feel like you
So
want.
you have advantage and a d6 to spend on whatever you want it to.
Just
as
on the next
Diplin-
turn.
I believe that's the case, yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. Diplin runs interference for you. Mira Marchand. Duplicity attendant stands before you, bearing your path. Diana has scurried away from you, leaving you to your own devices. The elevator shaft is 35 feet away. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I really want to get rid of this crown because I really do feel like it could turn things around if it gets into the wrong hands. So I want to deal with this attendant. So I think what I'm going to do is, so Mira is going to look at this zombified version of the attendant. She's going to say, I'm really sorry they did that to you. And she is going to start playing a tune on her lyre. And I think what I kind of envision like happening this time is both of her hands start glowing as she's playing, and this spectral magic starts enveloping her right hand, her prosthetic, and it grows and grows until this giant version of her prosthetic hand is placed like right near where the bird bath is over there.
Yes.
And I'm going to cast Big B's hand.
Big B's hand. This massive prosthetic ass projection appears triumphant in nature as you really harness that energy which you have stolen from Horst. Mira Marchand, feels good running through your veins. The hand appears. What would you like to do with it?
For my it's when I cast
As
the spell.
part of the spell.
Yep. So I'm going to attempt to grapple this attendant with the hand. So the hand attempts to grapple a huge or smaller creature. You use the hand strength score. If the target is medium or smaller, you have advantage on the check.
Okay, you do have advantage.
Great.
So I imagine the hand like goes flat and flies over your guys' heads and then just grabs her by like the shoulders and like the upper body and tries to pull her up into like up into the ceiling where she fell from. You had advantage on this
advantage and
contest.
+8. My highest roll was a 12, so that's a non-natural 20.
Goodness gracious. I got an 11 on my end. This attendant was no athlete in life, and nor she is in death. The hand grabs her and lifts her probably like 6 inches off of the ground, restraining her where she is.
Perfect. Second part of that description. While the hand is grappling the target, you can use a bonus action to have the hand crush it. When you do so, the target takes bludgeoning damage equal to 2d6 plus your spellcasting ability modifier.
Oh my god.
Okay.
So, I'm going to do some damage to this zombie as well. That's 2d6 plus 5. So, it's a 2 and a 5, so 7 plus 5 is 12.
Okay, it takes 12 damage.
12 damage?
It cries out in pain like as it gets crushed. You hear bones crack and snap, but it does not
Great, that's my
die.
action. Bonus action. Movement, I would like to try. Can I make it the full way over the elevator shaft now?
You can make it within 5 feet, and you can probably, I will give you a free action to just chuck that thing.
Perfect, that's what I do.
Let me just check.
Yeah.
Oh, if it gets an opportunity attack? I think it
does
should.
get an opportunity attack.
'Cause,
yes.
yeah, its speed is
just
0, but it
grappled. It
can
like
still-
lashes out
yeah.
and tries to kick you in the forehead.
Okay.
That's only a 7, which I believe does not hit.
It does not hit. I think that Mira knows this hand very well. She's been very acquainted to it. I imagine like it reaches out to try to hit her, and the hand just shifts one of its fingers ever so slightly
like the
to
thumb
pull
just
this.
pushes the leg back in, and just
Yeah.
I imagine like it has her by the top, and then the thumb goes around, so it's almost like about to just like push her into like the fetal position in its palm. Do you know what I mean?
Perfect. Yep, I know exactly what you mean.
Scurry on by, and it is 5 feet away, and you can just like a frisbee toss it away. You see it, the diamonds glint as it goes out, and then it falls an unknown distance into an unknown place. You might even see the winds below of the dust storm of Len just whoosh, take it away like a frisbee in the wind. Gone off to land on someone else's lawn and be someone else's problem, Mira. You have effectively removed one of the stone circlets from circulation. Congratulations. Up next is Horst, Fiend of Death. Diplin, the imp, she's going to try to skewer you easily enough. You pathetic little raven.
Uh-oh.
Does a 16 hit.
Yes, it does.
Okay. And then she's going to swing almost like a whirlwind towards you, Integrity, and attack you with her other 2 wing attacks. Oh no for you. Oh no for you. A 19 and a 23.
Both hit.
Both hits. So you'll all be taking a lot of damage. Diplin. Oh, that's fine. You can take that, Diplin. She swats you out of the air, almost like tries to skewer you through your little heart. However, she only does 10 slashing damage, and then an additional 8 poison damage as the green poison energy around her.
I'm immune to poison.
Nice!
Slashing, you little imp. Meanwhile, Integrity Idleberry, you may not fare so well. As this whirlwind cuts into your shoulder and at your hip and your knees. Ooh, okay. Oh no, integrity. 16 slashing damage. You feel that these wings like steel cut into your shoulder, cut across your stomach, cut across your legs, through your clothes, and then you feel the poison seep in afterwards, taking an additional 18 poison damage.
I'm incapacitated.
I
am in the ground.
Convulse
I'm on the
and
ground.
fall backwards onto the vines,
Oh, dear.
unconscious. Perfect. Horst will then not yet seeing you, Mira Marchand, having thrown that circlet away, as you are so far away, she will kind of rise up and feet land on the table to better deal with you, Diplin the imp. She gives a passing glance to Diana standing by the bird bath and will just spit onto the table itself. It is a black ichor that slaps. Black ichor she spits out onto the table. Up next is the vines.
The vine.
Mira Marchand, the vines creep out from around the floor. One of them is going to try to grapple you. So please make an athletics or acrobatics check. Contested.
Okay, I will absolutely make an acrobatics check to contest that. So that's a total of 30. 'Cause I got an
Okay.
Oh, fantastic.
Backflip.
How do you acrobatically
How
maneuver?
limber is Mira?
She's ready. Dude, she's feeling the youth flowing in.
Yeah, I really like the idea that Mira continues to like use this coin to fight.
Yeah.
Like just like slaps one of the vines away with it and like just ducks down.
Absolutely. You duck down and kind of like roll out of its grasp. The other one tries to just like it like snaps almost like a tentacle and like lashes out almost like a not a tentacle, like a pike, such as Boo would use to lash out and stab you. This one I believe is gonna hit you. Does an 18 hit?
Yeah, that's super hits.
Okay, not a ton of damage. Don't D6. I do get to roll D6. Shout out to my brother who got married and gave me some busted ass D6s at his
You're
wedding.
using them?
Yeah. Oh, mama.
Oh my god,
That was
you cheater.
T6s. I'm not going to use them anymore because I do feel bad about that one. Mira, please take only... Oh my god, there's extra. Oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't read. You're going to be taking 10 piercing damage and additional poison damage incoming shortly.
Uh-oh. Why does everything got poison here?
That's really good. And then 15 poison damage as you see this black ichor like spray off of it and try to like infect your wound. You then see in the dining room, in the corner, the same sight Mira saw. One of those little statue feet sucked up into the wall. It is brought and just spat out. You see another zombie rise up from the ground. This one looking altogether like it's going to help Horst deal with you, Diplin, or maybe deal with Integrity Idleberry. Who's to say? This one, though, does not appear to be an attendant. It has wings which are bare of feathers, almost like a plucked chicken. It wears a robe not dissimilar from the one Diana wears. This one has no head, but altogether looks in some sort of dead angelic figure as a zombie.
Behold, a man.
Behold a man.
Behold.
Mira Marchand, the attendant zombie, is going to try to escape from Big B's hand, making an athletics check. They got a natural 1 that ain't happening.
All right, great.
And the other one is going to try to grab you from the air. Diplin, could you make an athletics or acrobatics check for me?
Sure. What is an imp's acrobatics score? Nothing. Okay.
You have good dexterity, though. Surely you'll get it.
Well, that was a 9.
Okay, this angelic zombie grabs you fully, your little raveny form, in its hand, and tries to it will begin crushing you going forwards, but now it just has you in its grasp, held for all the world to kill. Up next is Diana. She is going to look over her shoulder. Mira, you have this sorted. She glides on her wings and will also stand on this table, almost as if they appear almost like two duelists about to begin fighting off in like fencing on the this thin 25-foot long table. She raises her chisel in her hand and will say, "You will die today, you," and she flubbers for a moment as she looks fearful. Betrayer. And she will rush forwards and try to stab at Horst. I do not believe she gets a 12. The chisel sings through the air, filled with radiant energy, and Horst just deflects it soundly, easily. Integrity Idleberry. Make a death saving throw for me.
Oh god.
14.
14. One step closer to not dying. Congratulations. Life, some might call it. Next up, Serenep Cinderman, you have taken control of her Horst's office. Kreschel is out dealing with boats. You see Integrity dying on the ground. You see Diplin the Raven grabbed, about to be smashed to feathers. And then beyond that, a whole kerfuffle of things. What would you like to do for this turn?
So now knowing what I do,
Yes.
at least in taking care of Horst, I am going to use my Scorching Ray ability again.
You're going to use Scorching Ray once more?
I'm going to use it, and I'm going to use it at my 6th level spell to summon 7 of them in total.
7?
Holy shit.
Again,
And you're going to
transmutating
transmute
them
to lightning?
to lightning, yes.
Perfect. 7 crackling beams shoot out from you, Serenep. 7-pointed star of lightning spirals towards. Who are you trying to hit? Just all to Horst, hitting this zombie a little?
In that case, do I just roll to see how many hit and then kind of just go?
Tell me, just tell me the number of what you want to give. Like, how many do you want to shoot at Horst, and then how many if you want to shoot at this zombie? Call your shot now.
I would like to hit Horst with, I want to say 5 of them just to be safe, and then the last 2 to hit the body, the corpse.
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll all those attacks for me.
Okay.
To hit the zombie angel.
The zombie angel. That's not good. 18
To hit Horst.
to hit Horst.
Go ahead and keep rolling.
Okay. That is a 17.
Okay.
Oh, that is a 23.
Okay.
21.
Okay.
That's a 9. Oh wait, no, sorry. That's a 15. Sorry,
A 15.
I got numbers confused.
2 of those naturally miss. She will use her reaction once more to parry and add 4 to her AC, deflecting one of the other ones, just knocking this lightning off into the wall. So only 2 of those hit. Go ahead and roll your damage for me.
Oh, that's actually pretty good. Okay, that is 14 in total plus my modifier and everything like that.
Yeah, so 18.
And then the second one and the second one is 11.
11. Plus 4?
That's the final total.
Oh, with 4. Okay.
Yeah.
So, a grand total of 29. This large star of lightning shoots out from you, Serenep. 2 of the blasts, she just deflects easily. The third, she has to move quite quick, lightning quick, some might say, to deflect that one. Meanwhile, 2 strike her, 1 in the shoulder, 1 in the stomach, and push her backwards. You see them sear through her beautiful tuxedo. You see her pale skin underneath, cooked and burnt by this lightning. As you deal 29 damage, she drops to her knees and will go and spit out more of this blood, of almost vomiting at it at this point, and fall forwards, flopping onto the ground, right next to one Integrity Eye Idleberry, seemingly dead, some might say.
Seemingly.
You then have 2 Scorching Rays shooting over towards this zombie. Please go ahead and roll those for me. Should I say lightning rays?
Yeah. That one is also horrible. That's a 12. And
That hits soundly.
Oh, hell yeah!
Have
okay.
no fear.
And the fucking hell, are you kidding me? The 9?
A 9 hits soundly. Do
Oh, hell
not
yeah.
worry.
Okay,
They are
perfect.
fleshy dead people. They aren't moving with any agility or grace. Go ahead and roll damage for both of those and tell me what the total is.
That one is 10, and the second one is, that's also a 10.
Okay. And that's with your charisma modifier?
That is with the charisma, yeah.
Okay, perfect. It takes 20 damage. Again, searing the flesh. It lets out like a... Oh, wait, no, it doesn't, because it doesn't have a fucking head. I lied. It doesn't make any sound. It just kind of flops around. You can hear the singeing of flesh as it flops and flails, scared about impervious... assault it cannot see, but it does not die. Is that it for your turn?
I'd like to get over to Integrity. Can I use movement to pull her away from the action to, I don't know, try and help?
Let me see. You can run 15 feet over to her, and you can pull her like 5 feet backwards if you'd like. but nothing more.
Yeah, I'd like to pull her.
Just so that her blood does not mingle with Horst, I guess.
I don't know what else Horst can do. I want to get her away from that, please.
Absolutely. The vines seem to like writhe in agony as Horst falls on the ground, and they all seem to like divert their attention and begin snaking their way over towards her to be clear of what is going on that front. Up next is Kreschel. You all hear a horrible cacophony from outside as boats of stone, boats of bone, barges of wood of all kinds are cast aside. Kreschel, using their boat maneuvering abilities to rise theirs to the top, like cream rising. You see this... no one really is paying attention, but we, the audience, see like a 16-foot long barge made of bones, a large hook to hang a lantern. There's many holes in this boat, and it does not look watertight whatsoever. On the outside of the boat, almost as if people are supposed to stand and push it, are like massive handles made of bones of preposterous proportion. Little skulls dot this thing, gleaming orange eyes as Kreschel sees it. There's a single paddle which Kreschel grabs in their hands. They rub their hand along the length of its bony structure with great tender care. If they could cry, they would have tears in their eyes. They will scream out and say, "Boat's ready whenever you're ready to leave," and climb on in. Scrambling up to the top of the pile. Next in the initiative, Diplin, you are grappled by a zombie angel. What would you like to do, my little raveny friend?
I want to peck him.
Absolutely. You can make attack roll. Feel free.
Okay. I'm going.
Would you like to use the help action first, because you get a bonus to damage if you help first?
Who am I helping, myself?
I don't know. Well, you can't help yourself, my silly goose.
No.
Okay, by all means, just make a peck attack.
Peck attack. Ooh, that's pretty good. That's like a 23.
23 soundly hits this zombie. It is barely standing at this point. It seems mostly dead from Serenup's magic. What's the damage?
Let's have a look. That is okay. So that's 12 poison and 3 piercing. So that's 15 damage.
Okay. You peck at it, peck, and this thing falls backwards. Its hand lets go of you and it frees you from the grasp. It seems altogether dead. It must make a Constitution saving throw. You see its body tremble, and then it begins to sit right back up as it has resisted death with its undead fortitude. But it has let you go, Diplin, if you would like to run for your life.
I'm going to fly for my life.
Absolutely. Crown still clutched. Where do you want to fly to?
It's a great question.
We have Integrity and Serenup, who are right at the opening to Horst's office. Then we have Mira, who's coming up the hallway, and Diana, who is at the far end of this dining room.
I'm gonna fly. I'm gonna fly to the doorway where Serenup and Integrity are.
Absolutely. You can then hover there, circlet still in Talon. And is that it for your turn?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Mira Marchand, what would you like to do? Your hand crushes this zombie, and nothing else is really stopping you from going. What do you want to do?
What is the actual distance in terms of how far away I am from Integrity?
From Integrity, Idleberry. 30 feet to the atrium. Atrium is 20 feet wide. That room is 35. Fucking mathematics.
Jesus.
God.
Okay, far.
35.
Okay.
Probably 90 feet, exactly.
Okay, all right. Well, I want to get toward the boats because I don't have any more need to still be here. Horst seemingly dead. Okay, I think I am going to take the dash action.
By all means.
To move 60 feet toward the boats and toward everybody. Bigby's hand has 120-foot range. Okay. So I think I'm just going to... That's not the zombie who's dead, right? That's the other one?
No, that's the one, the attendant who is still being crushed. So as you scurry by, probably holding like this coin up again as a makeshift shield of some kind. It will try to like, a hand just lunges out to try to grab like at your hair or like grab at your neck and strangle you.
Yeah.
Ooh, this might hit. Does a 23... No. That's, sorry, wrong bonus. Let me think.
If my AC's a 13, so it hits.
A 14 hits. Okay.
Yeah, 14 hits, yeah.
Perfect. That's not a ton of damage though, Mira Marchand. Simple. only 5 bludgeoning as these fingers wrap around your neck and try to dig in, but you can like pull away from it, probably like dink it on like the elbow with the coin and knock the hand away, run right past the fountain, and you can come up probably, I believe, 10 feet into the dining room.
Perfect.
So you are right side, Deanna standing on the table, a little bit in front of you to your left, and you can kind of like huddle next to the wall. You see Horst's dead body fallen forwards on her face at the far end of this room, as well as Integrity's Integrity bleeding out as Serenup drags her back.
Yeah, I wish I could do more for her right now, but just distance-wise. I'm just gonna quickly be like, Deanna, you're not coming with us, right?
She will look down at you and she would say, "Why would I want to stay in this damnable place? What possesses you people?" She screams.
Well, someone has to fix it. Oh, and I think Mira is going to, like, mostly just in her frustration with Deanna, more than anything, compel her hand to, like, crush this zombie. No, not Deanna,
God.
no.
No, I got you. Like, your
Yeah.
right hand, like, crumples in
Like
the air
a
and you go,
sympathy.
"Oh," at frustration. And then Bigby's hand mimics it, crushing. Go ahead and make roll your damage.
Yes, that's just 2d6 plus 5, so... 6 and a 5 plus 5, that's pretty good.
Damn.
That's 11 plus 5 is 16 points of damage.
Okay. You hear bones cracking and snapping, like of pain from that attendant zombie. Oh, what a poor woman. It makes she's going to make her undead fortitude check, which is an 8 plus the damage you did. Or 5 plus the damage you did, so that's 21. She comes up short. Bigby's hand crushes her and drops her in a mangled heap on the ground. The vines writhing around her, like a parent sad that their baby bird has been crushed under a car. Mira Marchand, is that it for your turn?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Horst is nominally dead. Mira,
I don't like
you
the
see-
sound of that.
Yeah, her foot peeks out on the right side of the table where you are, Mira, like just 10 feet down the way. You look at it, it twitches ever so slightly. Serenap Cinderman, you are pulling your cousin away. Your eyes look up as her entire body like just does a single twitch. But on her turn, she can do nothing because of Mira's stealing her things. The vines, wonderfully enough, though, you see these vines in the similar kind of like panic as to how they are like writhing around to that zombie your Bigby's hand has just dropped on the ground. They are writhing around. They look altogether panicked. You see them like slither to the corpse of Horst, and they just stick into her sides where her ribs are and in her stomach, piercing the skin as if it were butter. And it will impart. And then around the room you see feet, statues, what you now know to be inert undead corpses lingering in this domain. You see them sucked away in the same way that they seem to be conjuring these zombies from the walls. These do not drop from the ceiling or the walls. You hear a horrible crunching sound from Serenap. It's like overhead you in the office. It's very loud. There's like a curtain here as well covering the ceiling itself, and you hear this horrible crunching sound of flesh and bone being consumed above you, Serenap Cinderman. And the vitality regained
Oh no.
flows along the vines and into the undead body of Horst, revitalizing her with not a ton, just maybe just enough, just enough to maybe finish one of you guys off. You see her body twitch and convulse, and necrotic energy flowing through these vines in like a horrible black and green glow. She pushes herself up, and you hear her take a raspy breath. Almost there's a bit of fear in her, and she will, her eyes kind of roll around her, and then she makes eye contact with you, Serenap Cinderman, as you are the person right in front of her. That's it for them. The zombie around you, or the zombie which you had failed to kill, Diplin, this headless angelic thing with these plucked wings, shambles towards the group of you, and it will try to slam you out of the air, my friend. My impy friend, that's a crit.
Oh, great.
Unfortunate for thee. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, that's a lot. Diplin, please take 16 bludgeoning damage for me. as this undead angel tries to swat you from the air. How are you doing? HP wise,
I have 14 left.
Okay. The raven is bleeding and bloody, but not yet dead. That is it for them. Diana will step forwards. She will, before she steps forwards, look to you, Mira, and she will say, you do not intend to leave me in this place. You are to bring me with you. This is not the plane of the god I serve. This place is God forsaken. I
Who
would
cares
not have
about
you
the
abandon
gods?
me.
What about the people?
People will make it without me. I cannot. You.
Fine,
She is
fine.
in
Let's just
distress.
go. Let's just go.
She flies down onto the ground in front of you and will, with her feet like her toes just dragging as her wings kind of carry her quietly. And then she will pass a single glance at Horst, who has kind of like pushed her head up and has this like horrible, she was already a very incredibly pale woman, but like this incredible paleness, this like the veins around her forehead that had been like bulging with anger are now filled with like a black ichor underneath the skin as she is revived with that necrotic energy. Diana turns her head and will say, would that you had died that day, sister. And she is going to try to drive her chisel down into Diana's head. Let's see if she's successful. Come on, Diana, do one cool thing in your life.
Should have been helping Diana this whole time.
A 15 misses soundly.
Oh.
This reanimated Horst dodges to the side, knocking the chisel, and will just snarl up at her sister Diana, as if her brain isn't completely back functioning or anything. That brings us to Integrity Idleberry. Make a death saving throw for me.
Saving throw, please.
That is a 3.
You're
Oh.
one step closer to death. 1 foot in either direction, Integrity. What a miracle it would be if one of you were to die saving Winsler. Or another were to die. I guess we already
miracle?
paid that price. Serenup Cinderman, you're dragging your cousin. Would you like to continue doing so? Or is there anything else you would like to try to do to help her?
Horst is staring at me kind of crazy. Is that correct?
Oh, she is. Crazed eyes, the temple, or the veins around her temples, the black blood flowing underneath them, snarling, making these animalistic sounds, clawing at the ground. What do you want to do?
I have a fun idea, but I have to wait for people to get out of her general vicinity. Anyway, I would like to get, again, Integrity as far away from this as possible.
Absolutely.
I would like to...
I will also let you know there's a zombie right in front of you within opportunity attack distance if you were to pull away.
I see.
This angel will try to lunge out and with hands claw at your stomach. But your cousin is important to save.
Cousin is important to save, and I did say I would promise Winsler. Okay, I'm going to keep going and getting Integrity as...
You're gonna pull?
Like, at least
Would
to
you like
get
to,
her
like-
out to, like, the balcony, or the...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you want to get her out to the balcony, I mean, you would have to use your action to dash as well. You'll have like everything is difficult terrain while you were dragging your cousin along the ground.
I will use dash in that case to get her out of there.
You put your hands underneath her armpits, pulling her up, and then like stepping back along these vines, careful not to misstep. This zombie angel will lash out and try to rake you across the stomach. Does a 16 hit you?
It does.
Okay. You will be taking 10 slashing damage as its fingernails just scrape across your stomach, cutting through your clothes and your skin. But you can pull your cousin without any harm. The smell of tar filling your nostrils, the smell of dust from out on the balcony. You can bring her just to the precipice, out through that open door that she had opened, and lean her up against like one of these windows, stepping out of the way for anyone else to follow in your tracks if you would like to. Do you have a bonus action you would like to take?
I don't really have any bonus action.
Okay.
But I will keep next to the door.
Absolutely. As you like pull your cousin out, Kresha will kind of look down. They have this very triumphant look about them, and when they see you pulling a dying Integrity out, they'll kind of like scoff and will say, "I thought the four of you were better than this. I didn't expect to be pulling dead people through the river. That's a problem. You need to make her live again, or else she'll not get through."
Okay.
Up next is Kreschel. They are waiting, making the necessary preparations to the boat. That is their turn. Diplin the Imp A zombie thrashes around underneath. You have a stone circlet. Everyone else is retreating. Horst is snarling. What do you do?
I wonder if there's anything that I can do to like bar passage. So has everybody gone through to the room behind the dining room or no?
Except for Mira and Diana.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Is it Diplin Noble Sacrifice time? It might be Diplin
Oh,
Noble
God.
Sacrifice time.
I want you to keep in mind, Diplin wants to get the fuck out of here.
Okay, never mind.
Diplin, as we established in Nightmare, not the kind of person to do no establishment. Unless you want to make that character decision. Unless that's the arc.
Screw this! I'm out of here. He's gonna fly weekly,
is reasonable.
like all the way, like past the
Absolutely.
fucking
Fly
Sereneth
through the
integrity.
window, your wings buffeted in the wind. You can land on and perch on one of these bony handles to push the boat, crown in one talon, gripping for all your life in the wind and huddling down to minimize air drag with the other. Is that it for your turn? Yes.
Yep.
You're Marchand.
All right. I'm going to get as close to integrity as I can. What is she, like 30 or 40, 50 feet away
She's
now?
like 35 feet away from you. from the office.
35? Oh, come on. 35. Okay. Yeah,
And
I do.
if you want to run past Horst into the office, she will make an opportunity attack against you.
Yes, she will. I'll take an opportunity attack. Mira is going to, she's going to use all her movement to get toward her friend, and she will indeed provoke an attack from Horst.
How much HP do you have?
I think 56.
In that case, okay, as you run past, just trying to like scoot between her, Diana and the wall, a Horst will kind of, her brain seeming like her eyes roll around, and she then looks on to you, Mira, sees that coin in your hand, and she will say, you stole everything that was given to me, and like lunge out and try to like stab into like your like Achilles tendon in like your left ankle.
Ow. Okay.
18 hits.
Yep.
I believe. Okay. That is 16 slashing damage as you feel her claws cut through your flesh, and then that is 13 poison damage as you feel pulsing of poison energy in your heel and up your leg.
Great. I think my snake arm is going to attack her as a reaction. So that's going to be a d6 plus 5 points of damage to her. So 10 points of damage, and she's going to have to make a con save for me, please.
You have to. Do you have to make an attack roll though?
Oh yeah. What
Yes.
the fuck am I doing?
I was like, damn, that
too
just hits.
fucking hyped up. I was too fucking hyped up in the moment. I don't actually know if that hits. That's a 9 plus 8. Does a 17 hit her?
17 does not hit.
Okay, it doesn't hit.
I'm very glad
no
for that.
11.
Oh no.
Because she rolled a 3 on the save.
Oh, well, that was my bad for just forgetting to have the attack roll. I like
This
the idea that this, like, are there vines out here also? Because I like
Yes,
the
there
idea that
are.
the snake, like, tangles with the vines, and so it can't get to her.
Yes, absolutely. One like juts up just in time to like slam it in the side. It tangles around like a piece of spaghetti and retreats back into your very soul and arm.
Perfect.
And then you can scurry on past the desk into the office, Mira Marchand. I want to ask you a question. I know Serenep has the chalice. There was a lot of coins spilled from the chalice. I want to be very clear about that. Are you going to do a one last sweep as if you are leaving a hotel and making sure you didn't leave a charger or a toothbrush to make sure that maybe he didn't spill out onto the floor? Is that a thing you would like to do? Looking at the coins on the ground, by chance, just making sure that
Sure.
maybe Winsler Wallaby's not among them. I'm
Sure.
going to give you this as a freebie just in case, there's a
Yeah.
chance. Okay.
Yeah.
Ben, can you roll D100 for me?
Sure. Let me grab this stuff.
And Mira,
real quick.
roll like
I've
an
only used my
investigation check.
movement so far, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Is this the one where high numbers good, or are you going back to the where the low
I'm not
numbers
telling you.
good? Oh, you
Investigation.
fucking
I like to change it up.
you little.
That's a 16.
Never done
12 plus
one.
4.
Well, that's a 0 and a 7, so I think that's just a 7.
7. Mira Marchand, what did you get on your investigation? as you
16. 12 plus 4.
16. There's a lot of coins. There's a lot of coins, and not a lot of time to piece through them all.
Fair enough.
Maybe that's not even important. Maybe they'll all just come back into the chalice once you get on the other side, You can run on through. Do you want to use your full movement?
Yeah, all 30 feet.
Okay. You can run just to the precipice of the door. Integrity Idleberry is 5 feet away from you, lying on the other side of the door, dying. Serenep is right there as well.
I have a question.
Yeah.
This is a mechanical question that I'm not totally sure if
Yes.
it works. Can you use Bardic Inspiration on death save?
They need to be able to hear you to give them Bardic Inspiration. Since she
Okay,
is
that's what
unconscious,
because
she
I was
can't hear
curious.
you. Yeah.
Okay. In
La, la,
that
la, I
case,
can't hear you.
La 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 la.
I'm too dead.
what I'm gonna do anyway, because I think I could still benefit from having it, is once per day, as an action on my Spellweave Lyre, I can play a song to regain 1 use of Bardic Inspiration.
Oh, fuck.
I can't use my bonus action to give it to Integrity, but I am going to regain that Bardic Inspiration.
What
I'm
is
like,
the
I'm
song?
playing it.
Yeah.
I'm playing it as I'm running.
Yes.
I think it is. I like the idea that it's kind of it's a seasonal song pertaining to like, you know, the winter season. That's when both of us like kind of come from. It's sort of it's a song for luck anyway. And then for my bonus action, I think what I'm then going to do is 60 feet is okay. The hand my Bigby's hand is. Is there a distance of like less than 60 feet between the hand and Horst? I'm just trying to.
Between the hand and
The hand and Horst
it might just be out of range.
might just be out of range. Okay. Well, I know that Horst was getting her vitality from those vines. So can I get the Bigby's hand to make an attack on the vines with
Just
clenched
like
fist?
smash into the ground where it is and
Yes.
smash into those vines. Absolutely. Feel
Okay.
free. As,
That's
like
a
just
melee spell attack.
Just like a
so
clenched fist smashing into the ground or like open palm slapping.
I like the idea that almost like you're unplugging a computer. It's like ripping the vines out from the system.
Yes! Ripping vines up from the walls, from the
Yep.
floor.
So that's a +9 to this attack.
Okay.
Oh, well, I didn't even need that +9 because that's a 19 +9, so 28.
Fuck yeah, that
Holy shit.
that crushes the AC of these shitty little
Great.
vines.
So the vines are going to take 4d8 force damage,
That's a lot of damage.
25, I think, points
Okay.
of force damage to the vines.
25.
25 point what?
25 points of force damage as it starts to rip and rend these vines like silly weeds in your precious vegetable garden. Mira Marchand, as you do this and you kind of like pause next to the door, you play this song, so much is happening all at once. You see these vines ripped and torn from the ground out in the atrium hallway. The entire room kind of like shudders and shakes, almost like this. All these vines, all connected together, whatever plant it derives from, is shaking and quaking in pain. You see the curtain, which is hanging, covering Horst's office ceiling. You see like a massive mound of plant tissue begin to push down through it, almost like this damage has dislodged it from wherever it has been hanging, and you see just a massive rips through the wonderful satin curtains, falling onto the desk, maybe even flopping over into the tar pit, plugging it up. It is probably this 8.5-foot diameter just inflorescence of these black and white flowers. The petals are massive. Each petal is probably almost like 3 feet long. It has these like beautiful otherworldly aura about it. And inside the corolla of the flowers, you just see like skulls and corpses and vines are emanating from this entire thing as you dislodge the corpse flower from Horst.
It was a corpse flower!
Down onto the office floor. That's it for Mira's turn, and that was a big turn.
That was a big turn. That's all I can do.
Massive turn. Up next is Horst.
Uh-oh.
She fully in control of her own body once more. The vines pull out of her as this corpse flower falls onto the ground. Maybe even like a couple of skulls spill out like coins from a drunk person's hand, or dice from a gambler at a wonderful betting house. Horst pushes herself to her feet and is going to lunge at Diana, who is still here. With her hand, she just like pulls it together, almost like you would be if you were to like trying to like pick up water and like scoop it into your mouth, like folding her fingers, almost making like a blade with her hand and her taloned like fingers, and she's just going to try to stab Diana twice in the gut, quickly and soundly. Okay, both of those are gonna hit. Oh, that's unfortunate for you, girl. Diana. Maybe you won't have to worry about her after all, Mira.
Oh.
Maybe she'll just get killed. We'll see.
Uh-oh.
Maybe she will.
L.
I feel nothing for this woman at this point.
Diana will be taking 39 points of combined
Oh my God.
piercing and...
She must die.
She must die. She doesn't die. However, like, Horst stands and with haste just like shoots her arm through her sister. You see it shoot straight through her stomach and come out her back.
Oh, God.
Horst's hand just covered in blood. She pulls it out just as quickly. Diana staggers back and like puts a hand to the wound, and you can just like there's a hole probably like 2 inches in diameter through this woman that you can see through, and she is bleeding profusely. She staggers backwards. Horst stands tall and then will swipe, and her wings kind of like do a flourish, and you see feathers fly out of them as projectiles shooting towards you, Mira Marchand. Oh, that was a 19.
Yeah, that'll hit.
So fucking close. 19 plus 8. So presumably that hits. I wanted a crit. You know, I'm just hunting for them. That is going to be as it lands and oh, Mira, could you make a Constitution saving throw for me as well?
Oh, for the biggie sand or?
Oh no, not for you. Can
Oh, I should have been making concentration checks this whole time, dude. I'm so
don't
sorry. I
worry
always forget about
Don't
those.
worry. Concentration is a thing that
Yeah.
exists.
All right. Con save's just a straight roll for me. No, sorry, it's a +2. Con save is 15. 13 plus 2.
A 15?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
And I have 27 hit points now.
You have
after that last
27 hit
attack.
points?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I
for
keep taking horse
damage,
hits.
it's going to be just 7 slashing
Okay,
and
so now I'm at 20.
8 poison for a total of 15.
Okay, I have 12 hit points now.
Okay, as these like 3 feathers come and strike you as if they are knives thrown from a circus performer.
Okay.
You feel the poison lashing through your veins. It is not super severe. You will be taking just the poisoned condition that gives you disadvantage on abilities, attacks, saving throws.
Okay.
Until you fix that. That is for the next 24 hours as you feel like a lethargy over.
Oh, it's just attack rolls and ability checks, isn't it?
Oh, it's just about. Is it? That's
It's what
way
Roll20
better.
says.
That's way better for you. Has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks. That's
Cool.
way better. No saving throw disadvantage. You feel a lethargy overtake you, Mira, and you kind of like slump back. You feel like the like blackness encroaching on your vision. You're almost getting like a little bit of tunnel vision, but you fight it off just a bit. Horst will then glides gracefully forwards towards you guys clustered by the door. Up next, the corpse flower flails. It's like it like you can hear like this gross crunching sound coming from inside of it, almost like it's trying to eat the bodies contained within it. You can see like teeth just at the very bottom of that corolla, almost as if it has like a maw of its own where it digests these things. However, I think the best thing it can do, the tentacles run back over to Horst. They stick into her legs, like kind of like reaching up from the ground and like plugging into her, like plugs into the wall as she flies there, hovering in the air. And it's going to, you see that other zombie, the zombie angel one that had been striking at you, Diplin. You see a vine just wrap around that thing and just drag it over to the main flowers and petals of this corpse flower, and it just puts it in like a person sucking down shrimp. And you just hear it crunch, 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 and it's going to give Horst a couple more HP to help her out in this time of need. Up next is Diana. She like staggers. She's going to, avoiding Horst, run around to the right side of the room, where all of you are like this left door, and she's going to try to break through this other door out onto the balcony. You see her just push the handle with an incredible amount of force that you've not seen her kind of generate. Maybe the dying is finally kicking in, and she's getting sort of some survival instincts. The door cracks open. She slips out onto the balcony and will begin running over towards the boat, although she is probably 15 feet away. Both from the group of you and the boat, as she like holds at this wound and is kind of like limping towards it, looking as if she has no fight left in her anymore. Integrity Idleberry! Make a death saving throw.
Oh, God.
I'm so scared.
Don't get a 1.
If she gets a 1, she's just dead.
Let's get a bad die.
Why? Don't.
Why would you tempt it
Please.
No, this is not a bad one. It's my teal one.
Don't say that!
like that? You need to switch. You
Knock
need to
on
switch
wood.
dice.
Knock on wood.
No!
Come on, roll the
I
die.
committed.
Death saving throw, please.
I got a 4.
One
Oh
step
my
closer
God.
to death. One step away from dying forever.
At least it's not a 1.
Integrity. Darkness is encroaching. You feel like almost like your consciousness is being pulled deep into what feels like a bathtub filled with serpents, and you are slipping beneath the surface. Serenep Cinderman, what would you like to do? Your cousin does not seem to be recovering on her own. Her wounds of her stomach, legs, and shoulder are bleeding ever more. You are 20 feet away from Kreshel's boat, but Kreshel has just warned that gotta do something about her dying, because otherwise she's stuck. What do you want to do?
Yeah. Okay. So what? Okay. Just to kind of clarify, what's Mira's situation right now?
I'm looking rough, but if you only move 20 feet, I should be able to get in range to heal integrity next turn, provided,
Yes.
neither of us dies horribly.
20 feet. Okay. And you're. I'm so sorry. My brain's just not connecting things
Yep.
anymore at this point.
You and Integrity are just on the other side of this door,
Yep.
20 feet away from the boat. Mira is just on the inside of the door, still a foot inside of Horst's office. Horst is then 15 feet away from you guys, hovering with her wings opened, rage in her eyes, and vines into her legs, healing her.
And the flower. Where's that?
Oh, the flower's in the middle of the office, flopping around, eating corpses.
So, okay, here's my thought. If I use Fireball and put it and range it in a way that it hits Horst and the flower but not Mira, hopefully that would take care of things. I want to do it at a higher level as well to do as much damage as possible to everything.
You could shoot that fireball so that it hits like in the dining room, and then only the like external radius shoots out into the office if you would like.
If it hits both Horst and the flower?
It will hit both of them and not Mira. Absolutely.
Okay.
20-foot radius.
Okay. I'm going to... It's weird because it's a fucking plant, but it's also in Lem. I think to be safe, I'm going to continue to switch it to electricity. I don't want to like risk it being fire and then healing it.
By all means.
So-
The two of them can make dexterity saving throws for you. What level are you casting this at?
I'm casting this
Just
at
third, I believe.
level 4.
Okay, level 4. So it'll just be an extra d6.
Mm-hmm.
Horst gets a 24.
Okay.
And the flower, shockingly dexterous, gets a 16, which I believe fails still.
16 meets it.
Oh, are you certain because of the comet staff giving you a +2 to saving throws?
Oh, is it even when I'm not using the...
As long as you're using it as spellcasting focus, you get a +2 to saving throws and attack rolls.
Okay, sick. Okay, in that case, it does not make it. Perfect.
Perfect. So Horst succeeds. The corpse flower, flailing and eating bones, does not evade your fireball. Horst almost like ducks up towards the ceiling to evade the worst of the fire. Go ahead and roll. I believe you're 9d6.
Yep. So that's...
Fireball is just great.
Fireball's the classic spell for a
I need
reason.
to like fucking keep track of my numbers.
Just say them and I'll keep track of them.
Okay, so I got 8,
Yep.
10, because I'm rolling them in 2s.
Yep.
7, 11. Wait, that's 1. So I think 1 more?
That's 8, so 1 more. Just 1 die.
6.
6. Okay. That is 42 fire damage. The plant...
Lightning damage.
this
you mean.
like...
Lightning
yes,
damage.
you're right.
Yeah,
Thank you
because
for
I didn't
correcting
want
me.
to have it heal itself.
Serenep Cinderman, you point out this comet staff, a little spark of electricity snakes around the room, twirling and growing ever more in size. It like shoots through those 2 open doors and collides with the side of the table. What a beautiful dining room table it was until right now when it just gets obliterated by a massive explosion of lightning, crackling and blue resplendent. 42 damage the plant takes. It writhes around on the floor, looking singed and burnt. You see so many vines just turned to dust and ash within this radius. The plant seemed the corpse flower. The flowers, or the petals, wilt ever so slightly. It looks, it like flops over to the side. It's still stuck in this tar pit, and like even more skulls and bones fall out of it onto the ground, as if it was a almost like if it was a dog, it would be like looking like it was about to heave onto the ground, but it is not. It is a flower. Meanwhile, Horst will be taking 21 damage. She's barely holding on thanks to the wonderful healing power of plant life. She has, I'm not going to tell you how many HP, but she does not look very good. The tuxedo she is wearing is ripped to bits at this point from all the lightning thrown at her. There's a massive chunk missing on her stomach. Her wings are missing feathers. There's cuts and scrapes and scorches along her bald skull. Her horn onyx is glowing with a red malevolent light. But that's it. Is that it for your turn, Serenep? Or are you going to now pull Integrity away?
I think a good idea would be to try and grab Mira.
Oh, Mira's fine. Mira can walk.
Yeah,
on
I
her
have 12
own.
whole hit points. I'm fine.
Okay. I just figured because you were still in the room and she was still. Okay, anyway.
Fine, I have 12 hit points now.
Mira goes
Okay.
right before Horst, so she can
Okay.
get away on her own.
Yeah, I'm
Integrity,
gonna-
on the other hand, is dying on the ground and is not mobile. So
Fuck. Okay, I'm just going to. Yeah, I'm just going to get Integrity as far out of there.
yeah, you can pull her 15 feet, 5 feet you are from the boat. Kreshel looks on, their eyebrows kind of like furrowed, and says, I don't want her blood on my beautiful barge. And like strokes a hand along like the railing
Freak.
in a strange way.
I think Crusher likes their boat a little too much.
a little too
Yeah,
much.
maybe a little bit.
Don't question it, it's fine.
Serenep,
Need a UV light.
gross. Serenep, you crouch around your cousin, protecting her from harm, presumably. Diana is like 5 feet to your right, also limping towards the boat. Up next is Kreshel. They use their turn to stroke the boat. Up next is Diplin. Do you just want to stay here, or do you want to help out in any way?
I'm seeing everybody just like struggling to get out of here, and I'm just like panicking, like, oh no. But I think maybe I think I do need to help, because if I don't help, that means my own skin is doomed, because
Yes.
we're all gonna die. So
The woman who promised to get you out of here is currently dying on the floor and being barred access to the boat. So
yeah. So what I'm gonna do is, still in my Raven form, I'm going to
Yes.
swoop back inside the office.
Oh.
And I'm going to peck the shit out of Horst's face.
Hell
your-
yes!
make your attack roll. Do you leave the stone circlet in the boat? Or
In
you
the
bring that
boat,
with
in the
you?
boat.
Okay, you toss that with one talon and then resolute fly back in, the wind carrying you with great speed, and try to peck out Horst's eyes. Make your attack roll.
Oh, that's a 15.
She swats you to the side, her own feathers cutting against you and preventing you from reaching her face. And she will say, "Begone, pesky imp!" She doesn't seem to have any good faith or fortune for your kind, which is a bit hurtful.
Okay. Well, as a bonus
you are-
action, I might as
Yeah.
well help Mira.
Okay, absolutely. You give advantage to Mira on the next attack roll or ability check she makes.
That's good. I need it. It'll cancel
Yeah.
out my poison.
You also get to add a d6 to your next attack roll or damage.
If you want, I guess.
If you want, but I don't assume that's what you're going to be doing, Mira. It is your turn. What would you like to do?
I am going to run the full distance over to Integrity, please.
Yes.
And I would very much like to cast Cure Wounds at 4th level for her.
By all
Thank
means,
God.
4d8 of healing pouring into her. Your palm glows, and you can rub it along her shoulder, her stomach, her legs, as the wounds, the flesh knits shut, stemming the bleeding.
Okay, that is going to be a 1, a 2, 2 5s, and then plus 5 for my modifier. So that is
Ugh.
15, 16, 17. That's
17?
18. That's still 18 points
18
of
hit
healing.
points, Integrity Idleberry.
More than I got.
Integrity, what does it look like as you regain consciousness and vitality, and you escape from that horrible death place you were in?
I think Integrity wakes up, jolting out.
Yeah.
Just because like she was like in the middle of
Absolutely.
like fight
Yep.
and flight, or mostly fight, but maybe there's a chance that she saw Winsler in that like almost death state.
Oh.
So it's like, Winsler, we're gonna come save you. We're almost there.
We got him. We got him. We got him. Let's get out of here.
Yeah. Serenep, you have the chalice. Integrity, you're alive again and not dying. You no longer barred access from the barge. Mira, you can move the 20 feet towards Integrity. Would you like to then spend the extra movement and board the boat?
Yes.
Absolutely. You can climb on board. Kreshel puts out a hand and helps you up on board and says, "Welcome, my first passenger in hundreds of years."
Yeah.
Let's hope that I still remember the ropes.
You got this, Crushel.
Yeah, and you can walk forward, Mira. You now notice how not watertight looking this boat is. There's a lot of holes in the floor, and you can very carefully sit down and
You know what I'm actually going to do? As a bonus action,
Yeah.
I am going to say, hey, Crushel, this boat's a little fucked up, but I think you probably still remember how to do it. And I would like to give Crushel my remaining D10 of Bardic Inspiration for them to make some sort of check in the future to make this boat go.
Make the boat go.
Fantastic idea.
Amazing.
Okay, that's it for your turn. It is now the woman of the hour, Horst. The vines detach from her, like in a science fiction movie when like the plugs unsocket from something and it moves forwards out of its like little dormant state. Her wings flapping silently will walk past you or fly past you, Diplin, not paying you any mind. You can make an opportunity attack if you'd like.
I'm gonna make an opportunity attack.
Pecker.
Oh, that's a non-natural 20.
She's going to use her reaction to parry it.
Fuck you.
And knock you back as you like. This is
you.
the moment you lunge talons out towards her eyes, and she just flicks a hand, and the wing swats at you, deflecting you soundly. And she'll say, "Enough." She flies to the door, landing softly and walking through very civilized like. She folds her hands in front of you, and she will say, she looks over to her right, at where Diana has a hole through her abdomen still and looks at her in fear, still limping towards the boat. She looks at you, Serenap, hunched with the chalice. She looks at you, Integrity, who is just brought back from the brink, and looks at you, Mira, ever so peacefully sitting nicely in a boat waiting to go. And she will sigh. You see some of the wound, like the veins on her forehead still pulsing with anger, and she will say, "We made a very simple deal, the lot of us, and I cannot believe the depths of your betrayal here at this place. Bringing a boat captain to my own chambers, stealing my sister away before we could re-swear our oaths. The three of you look to be on the death's door. I'll give you one chance to hand me back that chalice." She's holding her hands together, like all together, like a wonderful greeter, like a host welcoming someone into a beautiful restaurant. Her wings folded ever so politely behind her.
Thanks for the offer, but we already broke down Death's door.
She looks as though you've slapped her, Mira, and her head turns to the side, and she goes, "So be it. Wasted your one opportunity." And then she will swirl in a dervish, her wings flying around in a whirlwind, shooting feathers towards the three of you. One set towards Integrity, one set towards Serenup, and one set towards you, Mira, hiding in the boat. Mira, you're going to get a +2 to AC as you can hunker behind that kind of cover boat. Mira Marchand does a unnatural 20 hit.
Sure does.
Okay. Serenup Cinderman does a 24 hit.
Yep.
And Integrity Idleberry does a 16 hit.
Does
The feathers fly out, landing true, striking into your shoulder, Mira, as you try to duck behind the boat. It's just hitting you right in the abdomen, Integrity, and Serenap trying to hit you in the hand where you're holding the chalice. You know, maybe cut the thing off if we're lucky. Oh, so fortunate. Mira Marchand, you take 6 slashing damage.
May I strike out with my snake arm? I feel very threatened.
She is not within 15 feet of you, unfortunately.
Okay,
Which
yep, you're right.
Would be the range of that.
Yep.
She is standing politely 20 feet away at the
20
doorstep.
feet.
My
all right.
apologies.
So be it.
You take 6 slashing damage.
Yep.
And an additional 5 poison damage.
I am at 1 hit point.
Oh! And Serenup Cinderman, the feathers hit you in your hand. You'll be taking 7 slashing damage and 8 poison damage.
I'm out.
You're knocked unconscious.
Oh no.
Perfect. Serenup drops to the ground, unconscious. The chalice spills out from her hand, coins clinking and rattling everywhere. Integrity Idleberry, would you like to uncanny dodge?
yes, I kept
Okay.
on. Yeah,
I was waiting for you to interrupt. You see these feathers shooting at you, and you roll to the side. Some of them hit you in like the hip and up your like ribs, but you avoid the damage of most of them, reducing everything by half. That means you're just gonna be taking 4 slashing damage, and that means you're going to be taking, divided by 2, and then just 3 poison damage. Piddly.
So 7 total?
7 total, bringing you down, I believe, to 11. The plant behind, she stands here, grim expression, and then her face turns to Diana, and she says, "Flee this place and never return. Hope, dear sister, that I will never sniff you out and find you. This is my parting gift to you." And she does not raise a hand to strike Diana. Behind you all, Diplin, you see this flower writhing around. The lightning damage seems to have done quite a number on it as it writhes incontrollably. It will do. It actually reaches over to one of the corners and will eat one of those corpses. Crunch, crunch. But it doesn't seem to give that HP to Horst. It seems to just be trying to preserve its own life. Which brings us to Diana. She limps, not meeting her sister's eyes, limps over to the boat and will pull herself in, sliding down right next to you, Mira, and lying on the boat, holding at the wound on her abdomen and breathing heavily, looking close to death. Integrity Eye, Idleberry, you're on your, you slid over, rolled around. The chalice is on the ground. Horst is by the door. You and Serenap are right on the precipice of this boat, but your cousin has been knocked unconscious. What do you want to do?
I would like to. So is Serenap still holding the
No,
chalice?
it is fallen onto the ground. The coins are spilling out of it again.
Okay. Because, I don't think as an action I can take both things, right? But if I magically... do I even have spell slots for that? It's not like if I cast Tensor's floating disc, it's gonna appear from the bottom of the ground and raise.
I don't know.
No,
I
it's
don't
not
know if you
happening.
can use it
Yeah.
as a stretcher.
It appears already floating up off of the ground, unfortunately. It does not materialize from the metal of the earth and raise like a platform.
Okay. Is Horst trying to walk up to us?
No, she's standing peacefully by the door.
I wonder then if she can't walk out. I'm going to cast a cantrip towards her. I'm
Absolutely.
gonna take a chance.
Okay.
I'm going to toll the dead against her. Or
Okay.
I'm gonna Eldritch Blast.
Oh,
Okay.
Actually.
In that case, you roll around on the ground, getting feathers shot into your side. You then land on your back, and you can sit up a little bit, and with your hands from either one, a inky or a blast of magical energy shoots from them. Go ahead and make your 2 attack rolls for your 2 Eldritch Blasts, I believe. I believe
3.
it's 2. Maybe it's 3 now.
It's 3 now.
Okay, so you go 2 from the right, 1 from the left. Bam. Shooting out towards her. Make your attack rolls. As she stands proudly in the doorway.
15 plus 6, 21.
Uh-huh.
We have a
21 hits.
16 plus 6 equals 22.
22 hits. I do regret using the parry against Diplin now.
And we have a 10 plus 6. I don't think that one hits.
16 does not miss. But
thank
the
God
other 2
Diplin
do
consumed the
land.
parry.
Absolutely. Diplin is just here to help. Integrity Idleberry, you roll the damage for 2 of the Eldritch Blasts. One of them, she covers her midsection with a wing. The others hit her in the shoulder and in the jaw as well, and it pushes her backwards. She is reeling. Let's see if you do enough damage to kill her, though, because she is on the door.
That is a 10 plus 7.
17.
Total damage?
Plus
17?
10 plus 7 plus 2 plus 2. So one of them is
20
12, and
so
the other
21
one is
damage.
9.
Yeah.
Integrity Idleberry, you shoot these 3 blasts. She blocks one hits her in the shoulder and she pushes her back against the door frame. She lets out a and then the other one hits her in the jaw, knocking her head. You hear a horrible crack as it seems like it pushes her neck and cracks it, breaking her neck, and she flops backwards. She seems to flop dead onto the ground once more. The corpse flower writhing and freaking out once again. The vines tendriling, snaking towards her, but for the moment, she is dead. Do you want to then grab the chalice and jump into the boat?
And leave my cousin
You
behind?
can't bring dead bodies in the boat.
That's true.
I'm not dead.
Crystal puts a hand up and says, "No dead, you were unconscious for that one."
Is stabilizing considered dead?
If you were to stabilize her, you can scoot over to her on your knees and bring your hands to the wounds on her stomach and hand. Make a medicine check if you want. Or here's the initiative order. I'll let you know. It's you, then Sereneph, then Kreshel, Diplin, Mira. Right?
How is
So you
Mira
can grab-
looking like with...
Does Mira have healing?
Yes.
Okay.
I have the spell slots to heal, but I do have 1 HP.
Okay. So Integrity, you can grab the chalice and leave
Okay.
Serenap for Mira if you would like.
Okay. I'm going to scoop as much coins as I
Okay.
can that has
It
spilled.
wasn't a ton. It was
from
just
the
like maybe
chalice.
50. You scoop all the coins back into this wooden chalice, pick it up. Warmth fills your hands as you hold it, and you can vault over this bony boat and land in the comforting embrace of its keel, sitting next to Mira and a dying Diana. Serenap the Cinderman, make a
Go.
death saving throw.
Nat 20.
Nat.
Oh,
Well, that makes things much easier in that case. Serenap Cinderman, you by force of sheer will, your eyes open. You feel your abdomen, your hands, your arms, your entire body aches. You regain 1 hit point and can take your turn as you are no longer dying.
Did we do it?
Barely.
Okay.
Get in the boat. We're waiting.
I'm getting up.
Are we gonna wait for her to rise from the dead again, or do we have to set sail now? I'm getting impatient. And Cresswell strokes the long paddle. In the
shut up, dude. Bro.
Serenap, you can push yourself to your feet.
I don't think I have enough strength to get myself to my feet. I'm just gonna like crawl. And just like push myself into the boat.
Absolutely. Cresswell takes the paddle, like pushes your legs up and pulls you in. It's almost like a hooked paddle, and they'll shake their hands as you get blood all over the bone, and they'll, gonna have to clean it. That's it for your turn, Serenap, as you huddle up next to Mira and Integrity for safety. Cresswell looks off into the office and will yell out and say, "Imp, are you staying here or are you coming?"
I'm not staying here. Wait for me.
Cresswell readies an action to push off the boat and use their wonderful boat maneuvering abilities as soon as Diplin scurries over. Diplin the Imp, you as a raven, it's now your turn.
I'm gonna scoop up some coins on my way out.
Absolutely. You drop to the ground, talons full of... You can scoop up 5 little coins off the ground.
Yeah.
That's
quite
enough.
a commendable amount. And then
Try to find the one with a hat.
fly as fast as possible, dropping into the boat. Do you want to let go of the shape change and become an imp?
Yeah,
again,
I'll
or
just
you
be imp again.
And he drops to the ground, clutching in his arms these little 5 coins. Chalice secured, Diplin secured, Diana dying but still secured, and the 3 of you alive but at the very brink. Cresswell will say, "Hold on tight, everyone," and push off with a spectacularly strong strike against the pile of boats underneath you, and almost like it feels like a wind picks the boat up and propels it forwards towards the edge of this balcony, this patio. You see it teeter for a second. You might look out or even look down through the cracks in this boat and see a perilous drop, maybe like 600 feet straight down. There's canyons of red and massive plateaus of red and canyons splitting through them. You can see just a hairline at the very bottom from all the way up here, this deep blue and green river. Cresswell will say, "Pray to God we land's true," and they'll push off with their ability. And you all begin to plummet in free fall downwards and downwards. It takes... You hold on. Screams utter from the lot of you. So I presume how do you all react as you plummet down in this janky boat made of bone? It takes 2 seconds, and you slam into the water. I need all of you to make
fall damage,
strength saving throws.
I think that is
Goes unconscious again, like the second we hit the water. Fuck.
9 plus 1 is a 10.
Okay.
Strength?
Yes.
15.
15. 10. Serenap.
That is a 16.
A 16. Diplin the Imp.
3 minus 2 is a 1.
You all hit the water hard. You feel like a surge. None of it shoots through the gaps in the boat, but just the force. 3 of you are knocked to the ground if you're not already lying. Diplin, you fly up and away from the boat. You linger there for 2 or 3 seconds, seeing the boat slip away. One of the 3 of you, would you like to? I'll give it to you. Yeah, to one of the 3 of you want to take an immediate action as we're okay. Integrity. How do you resecure
because
Diplin the end?
I promised that I was going to save him.
He flies away. You reach out towards him. His hands, the coins spilling out of his hands as he looks at you in horror. How do you resecure the imp?
Integrity is going to tug on his tail.
I love that.
Like it's like the only thing hanging, so I'm just
like the tail.
Diplin, get back here like a flying, like a balloon that's like getting.
A kite. Yes.
Yeah.
Diplin flies through the air, and then you reach out, make a dexterity check or a sleight of hand check for me.
You sure about that? Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure about that.
That's why.
You sure about that?
That is a 26. Does that work?
Damn.
Easily peasily, like a little balloon flying away from one of your little siblings. You reach out, grab that tail. Diplin, you feel a jolt all along your spine as all your vertebrae go and pop open. Integrity, you slam him down into the boat. And you all feel the boat is not like flat hitting the water. You're like completely 90-degree perpendicular to the water, slamming down into it. The water parts around you. Kreschel takes a quick seat, and they'll say, "I love this part." You, with all the speed of falling from such a great height, the top floor of Duplicity, you punch through this water. You feel almost for a second as you get deeper and deeper and deeper. On the far side, you see just darkness, blackness, nothingness on the other side. After piercing through this veil of water, you feel almost like this for a second you're being pulled backwards as if gravity is working against you. But with all the momentum that you have gathered, dropping from such a height, you push through that sluggish bit, and you, with a very satisfying spray of water, emerge onto the other side of this
Is that what that is?
river. Beneath you, it is almost like a spectral mist that supports the boat. It is no longer material water. The boat weaves forwards. Around you, the material world of Duplicity fades and you can just see stars and darkness off in the horizon. This river snaking in like a little lazy trail, winding back and forth, ever forwards. As Kreschel stands once more and pushes off with their paddle, the boat is propelled forwards ever more, and Kreschel will say, "Take us home. Take us away, please." You see the water begin to glow with like this purple greenish magic, and you almost feel you rushing forwards off into nebulous space between planes. Before you are spirited away from this place, you can all 3 of you look behind you as you emerge from Lem, the plain of Lem. Behind you, the stone patchwork. It almost looks like magma does, with like little pieces of black char and then the little cracks and rivers forming it between it. It's just this massive sphere of stone and water, almost as if you're flying away from the planet of Lem. As you get more and more distance and almost start to begin fading away, the pattern, this rough red stone seems to take on a different form. It almost looks like, and maybe it's your eyes playing tricks on you, it looks like a massive creature that's like in the fetal position, perfectly folded into like a sphere, its arms pulled around its legs and tucking them ever closer into its chest. It almost just looks like the Plain of Lem is just this massive creature hunched together against the cold darkness of space around it. And then you drift along this lazy river far away and disappear from this realm altogether. And as you guys escape the Plain of Lem, that's where we'll end this immensely long episode.
Oh my god!
Congratulations, everybody.
I can't believe we live.
Kinda out of life.
Ben, could you
Yes.
please give us an outro?
Sure. Thank you all, everybody, for listening to this episode
Oh my gosh,
of Trials
it's
and
Diplin.
Trebuchets. Oh my god, it was a long one. Thank you for sticking with us for
It
this
was.
entirety. Oh my gosh, we all lived. It's amazing. If you enjoyed this episode,
Shocking.
please leave a review on our Apple Podcast page or wherever you get your
Yeah.
podcasts. 5 stars, please. We love hearing from
Only
you. We
5
don't do
stars.
any advertising for the show, so the best way to get it around and to your
Word
friends is by
of
word of mouth. So tell people about it. We want people to listen, and we want you to share it with everybody that you love.
Yeah.
We also have social media pages.
Yes, you do.
Instagram at Trials and Trebuchets, or just
Yes.
at Trials and Trebs. We post a lot of cool stuff there, like some art and teasers for upcoming episodes. If you make fan art, by the way, you should tag us there. We love to see
Yes,
it.
please.
Please.
It really makes our day when we see it. Absolutely tag us as much as you can. We also have a link to our Discord server in the description below. You can click that link, hop in there, and chat with a lot of fans of the show, and get some cool up and happenings. I guess
Up and happenings.
Up
Yeah.
and happenings.
Join the Discord.
Yeah,
Talk to
join
other
it.
people.
Talk. We
What else,
also have a Patreon page for those of you who are feeling a little extra generous. We have
Yes.
multiple different tiers that you can subscribe to, and you get a lot of different benefits like blooper reels, DM notes, maps, and the potential to even make a character show up on the show.
NPC.
NPC.
We might be
even.
returning to campus. Those might be showing up once more.
Oh my gosh.
Crazy.
Amazing.
Best.
Another alternative to supporting us is with our merch.
Yes.
We have merch. You can find that all at trebmerch.com.
Oh my
Trebmerch.com.
Yeah, there's like
Awesome.
cool t-shirt and there's lots of cool stickers.
God damn.
They're
That
so
sounds
fun.
Neat and endearing.
Yeah, grab
Thank
yourself
you,
something
everyone.
nice.
For playing today with me, my players. And
Thank
thank you
you.
everyone for listening. Until next week, and the long-awaited conclusion of this arc, which I had hoped would happen here, but had my best doubts. Until that time, farewell.
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 Goodbye.